Hi everybody, Jackson here. Welcome back to the Daily Endeavours for the 21st of February. Before I start, I just need to point out, I'm making a slightly smaller video for the Golden Pursuits this time, and Mid-Year Mayhem. It won't be a proper fleshed out video like the last times, because I don't think I'm the jurisdiction as far as like doing them should be. You know that meme of Patrick Star? Oh, hold on, I'll find it. Just give me a sec. This is me and bloody anything to do with PvE challenges and endeavors and pursuits and shit. This is me with fucking PvP ones, right? I'm fucking hopeless. So I don't think you should get any information from me as far as PvP goes. I think it's best if someone else explains it better. Because, I don't know, it's just... Maybe that it's not that I'm not good, it's just... I have this weird sort of adrenaline rush that I get when I go there, and it's just like... I basically can't function properly. I don't know. I'm probably just overreacting, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm not the kind of person to listen to when it comes to PvP stuff. I can tell you how to do, like, how to sort of cheese things with a bit more time, and that's what I go through in the video, but as far as actually doing it properly, I'm fucking hopeless at it. So, the good thing about it is, you know, some AP, some 12R stones, which is good, and like just like an animation, but there's nothing important in this one, I don't think, as compared to normal. You can get quite a bit of stuff with this, but these two here are, I think, a lot easier to get your hands on as far as doing it. But yeah, I go through everything a bit more in that one. So, and also with the tickets, it's going to be called A Coward's Guide to Cyrodiil, or to Mid-Year Mayhem, because it's literally just I show you how to get all the tickets without even doing anything. Like, you don't interact with the player at all. So, yeah. Sorry if anyone was hoping for a proper PvP guide, but I'm unfortunately not that kind of person. Okay, so 15 seals, 1.7k gold. We've got Killing Beasts, and Veins of Ore. We've got Place and Furnishings. We've got Capturing a Town in Cyrodiil, and then we got Defeating Enemies with Scribed abilities. So it's going to sound funny, but the town in Cyrodiil one is, even now when the Mid-Year Mayhem event is going on, this is still one of the shittiest endeavors that you possibly get. You can do it kind of quick if you get the right... basically, if you rock up at the right time. But any other instance, it's not really going to be the case. So the biggest issue I have with this, right, is... Okay, so imagine you're Daggerfall Covenant, right? So, you know, Ebonheart Pact, they own 2. The other one's all the way over the other side of the map, so that sucks. But imagine you're Daggerfall Covenant, right? It's like, yes, alright, cool. We've got 3 that we can possibly capture. One is all the way over here. The other one is all the fucking way over here. And don't even get me fucking started with trying to get to this one. It would take you so long getting here, you could probably do all the other endeavors in the time that it takes you just getting to that town. And obviously it's not the only campaign. You've got a lot of campaigns to choose from right now. But the issue I have with is that it's just not reliable. You can't rely on it in any of these cases if it's just, you can rock up there and just do it quickly, because the sort of stars have to align for you to be able to do that. Whereas, why don't instead you just do these ones here, and they're much more reliable. You don't need to like go anywhere like crazy. You can pretty much travel to all 3 of these relatively quickly. Same with this one. There's like very specific places where you can do these and not get interrupted. That's one of the main things. You can very easily get interrupted while capturing a town. You cannot be interrupted really by doing these ones here. Maybe this one slightly, but nowhere near the same degree. So even though it's Mid-Year Mayhem, I would say steer clear of this one. What you can do if you really want to do this one, as opposed to the other ones, is when you're in Cyrodiil, ask in zone if anyone wants to take one of the towns and see if you can get like a following, and in that case bring a group there and just take it quickly, and you know, you might get it through fast like that. But just remember, when you go there, this is where enemies can spawn, so odds are there's going to be a player that rocks up there and spots you, so players are probably going to know you're there. And if you're not good at PvP, all it takes for a couple of good ones to just rock up, you get stomped and you can't do anything. So again, I just think all these other options here are just quicker and more reliable. Alright, so I'll start with Furnishings. This one's very straightforward. So my advice here is you want to come to the Rosy Line in Daggerfall. You start with this way shrine by default, so you can always get here easily. Want to go inside. So there'll be this corner over here. This is where you get the Daggerfall Inn house. So there is a lady here you can talk to normally. Her name's Philan Demarie. If you've already completed the quest, she won't be there, and you don't have to worry about it. Talk to her, exalt the quest. All you have to do is press E a bunch of times, and you'll complete the quest. You get a house for free, and you can basically do this from that point. But what I do also suggest, if you haven't done it already, is also talk to Rozika here. After that, buy 10 woodcutting blocks. You can buy more, you can buy less. I just like 10. I think it's a good number. It's 1,000 gold. It's a little bit of an investment. You can just do one of these first and get enough gold to do it, but I think it's really worth it, because what you do is you come into here, and then you can place your furnishings in the house that you get, and it's free, so you can just go straight in. Now, the house that you get access to depends on your alliance. If you're Daggerfall, you'll get this house here, the Rosy Lion one. If you're one of the other alliances, the house it will give you will be somewhere else. But all you have to do is go to the map, go to houses, and you check here, and you'll be able to find it. And yeah, it'll show you where it is. So whichever one you get, just travel there. And what you're looking for is this candle here. So you start with this candle by default. Go into the housing menu, pick it up. Now, the only issue and the reason I like to get those 10 woodcutting blocks is if you pick it up and place it, it doesn't actually count as placing a furnishing. It has to go into your inventory. Go into the inventory, go lighting, candle, and then you place it. That's how you do this endeavor, and that's why I suggest getting your woodcutting blocks. Because if you pick this up, you have to go back into your inventory every time when you place it. Whereas if you've got a stack of something, it doesn't have to be woodcutting blocks. It can be anything, as long as it's a single, like, large number of items that you can place at once. All you have to do is go and then spam click, and you can do it immediately, just like that. And then you put away, and you just spam undo to undo all the placing, and then it goes back into your inventory, ready to go for next time. So all the woodcutting blocks do is just increases the speed at which you can do this. That's it. You're not missing out on not having the woodcutting blocks. It's just speed. Obviously, you don't need to use the free house. You can use your own house if you bought or got one. But yeah, whatever house you've got, just do that, and that's all you have to do. And just remember to pick up everything afterwards, because then you can just use it again straight away whenever the endeavor comes up again. And from this point, you don't have to spend anything extra, because you've got everything you need. You've got a house, and then you've got a bunch of items that you can place. Okay, next up, we've got beasts. So beasts as a enemy type is very widespread around Tamriel. You can find these things in fucking all sorts of places. A couple of easy places to reach. One is Crow's Wood. Just beyond the curved bridge that you see when you first enter the area, there's a bunch of wolves across the bridge, just in the grass. There's more than 10 in that area there, but they can take a little bit to respawn if you come there and someone else has killed them. And that's kind of the reason I'm in this area here. This is where Rasil's one. All of these skeevers here, they count as beasts. And this is an instanced area, so as long as you're not in a group, and even if you are in a group, only the people in that group can actually get in here and do this with you. But these things will not be affected by what's going on in the outside world. You just rock up in here and everything will be ready to go for you. So you see 10 of these things. All you need to do is grab this group, bring it with you, come over here, and bring them to this group. So there's more than 10 skeevers in this group here. There's a couple over here too. You can just pull them if you want. Then we put dots on the ground and just kill them all quick. And there you go. Skeever's done. Or beast's done. Oh yeah, sometimes you'll aggro one of these crocodiles. They've got a lot of health, so... These are actually a lot tougher than some of the other crocodiles you find in other dungeons. It's kind of funny. Okay, so if you need to get to where Rasil's one, and you haven't been before, use the same way shrine you used to get to the Rosy Lion in Daggerfall. Let's go a bit west. Go to this area here. There'll be this red guard lady. She will take you to where I saw you go. Yeah, I'd like to travel, and then Stormhaven. Once you get to Stormhaven, it's just a quick trek to the northwest. You just come through here, go through here, and down into the water here, and you'll find the dungeon right here. And from that point, you'll have access to it from any way shrine in the world. Alright, so next up, we got mine 8 veins of ore. So, I will link in the description the link to UASP's page for all the different types of ore that you can get in this game, because those will have images that you can use for reference for finding all these different ore types. The ones that you get depends on 2 things. Firstly, your player's level, or your character's level, and then the metalworking passive here, the amount of points you've got into this. The more points you've got, the higher in the ore, or the lower down in the ore list that you go. So if your character's very new, you'll get like iron. If it's like midway, you'll get things like ore chalcum or ebony ore, and if it's like if it's at the end, you'll only get ebony, not ebony, rubidite. It'd be good if you can get rubidite ore only, which you get from 10 out of 10 in the passive and max level, which is 160, because then it's very easy to spot rubidite ore as opposed to anything else. I mean, voidstone ore is not too bad either, and you know, the rest of it depends on the zone. But the other colors tend to be like silvers and greys and browns and yellows, and they just blend in more with the environment, whereas rubidite is just blood red, and there's like not really that many colors in that environment that are going to stop you from being able to see that from far away. So if you can get rubidite, or even if you don't have keen eye, it's really easy to see. Keen eye is another thing that can make it easier to spot these things in the environment, but just understand, if all of your things are keen eye, then you might not know when it's just like an ore. So yeah, don't rely too much on that, unless you've only got keen eye in one thing. So let me have a look and see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Also, jewelry seams do not count as ore, so if you see jewelry stuff, I mean, I would say it's still worth it picking it up, because jewelry dust is still fucking expensive, but it doesn't count for the endeavor, so just keep that in mind. Here's 2 here. So sometimes you can get tons of these things in like a small area. Other times you can just get shit all. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. But what you want to do is find big zones like Craglorn. Craglorn's a great one because you can also have a chance to get fortified known crocs. Didn't get any, or fortified or potent. Both of them are really good. They're like these red trait stones that give you. They're more expensive than most of the other trait stones in the game, so it's worth coming to Craglorn for that reason. But any big zone is good, I think. Any of these like base game zones. I'm not a big fan of Vardenfell just because it's so annoying to trek through, like all the swamps and all the rocky terrain's like annoying for some mounts to get through. But yeah, any of the big zones is fine. I find Hrothgar to be really good too. Ah, there we go. Thought I saw something. There's another one. So something that can also really help with this is there's an add-on you can get. What the fuck was that? Like a loud noise outside. I don't know what that was. Okay, so harvest map. This one here. So what it does is every time you find a node, it logs it into the map database. So every ore node that you find over time will pop up, and you'll be able to just track through all the locations you've found. And if you do that, it'll just make it easy for you just to cycle through all these locations you've checked before, and you'll be able to find ores a lot quicker because you know exactly where they're going to spawn, because they always spawn in the same places. Here we go. So here's an example of this is the jewelry dust. So this stuff doesn't actually work. So you can see that 4 out of 8 still. So unfortunately dust doesn't count, but you can see that it works. So go through here, all these areas don't have anything. There's also one here, but there's enemies here that usually spawn. So you'll find people all have the same idea, coming to Craglorn to do this, because it's the most lucrative zone for doing this sort of thing. But usually stuff respawns pretty quick. So there's another jewelry seam. So you can see another one in the distance there. See what I mean? It's just like, even without the nodes to show you, like if I'll just search around for another one, and I'll just show you how easy it is to spot them. When it comes into render distance, you can just see it. Like it just sticks out like a sore thumb. On the other hand, if you have anything else, you can go here and see what I mean. So you've got all the different types. So if you click on it, Gives you an image of what it looks like so you know what to look for. Because this is what every single node of that type looks like. So Dwarven Ore, it always looks like this. And yada yada. So I'll make sure that's in the description for you. There's one more thing I want to talk about, and that's surveys. Okay, so surveys. As you can see here, 6 ore nodes. They are instanced. So even if someone else has the same survey, they will get theirs and yours will still stay. So it's probably one of the best ways to get a bunch of ore veins done super quick, because you get 6 out of 8 and then you just got to look around for 2 more and it's a lot easier. And then if you have 2 surveys, that's everything. So really good to use. Now, you only get surveys from doing writs, very rarely from events too. Like I believe the Zenithar event, you get some of them, I think. But just keep in mind, you always want to have... Oh yeah, so 12% chance from writs, by the way. So regardless of the writ type, so even regardless of how high up in the crafting you are, so even a level 1 crafting writ will give you the same amount of chance to get a survey and all that stuff. So regardless of it, just do writs until you get one. That's usually the way to go. Now, that being said, you do want to keep 1 survey in your inventory, maybe 2, because as we saw from yesterday's endeavor, I really should get these fucking bushes out of the way. As we saw from yesterday's endeavor, sometimes you get surveys as the endeavor, and if you don't have one to do those with, sometimes your other options are quite shit. So I like to have a couple on me for when those surveys, from when those endeavors come up. So do try to do that if you can. But obviously, if it's your last one and it's a survey endeavor, do it. Yeah, try and always keep one in your inventory if you can. Because this, not having a survey for this just makes it slower. Not having a survey for the survey endeavor means you have to do other shit ones. Alright, so enemies with scribed abilities. So much like class and weapon skill endeavors, you must get the killing blow with the scribed ability. Doesn't matter what all the rest of the damage is, can be from someone else, could be from your other abilities, but you must be the person who gets the last hit. So you want to go to places where they're instanced, so other players, or places where other players aren't. Because if you compete with other players for trying to get kills, you're going to screw one of you over. So best place to do this is places like Whitestrakes one with all those skeevers. The best place in the game, I think, though, is Skyridge Catacombs. I'll show you how to get there in a minute, but I'll show you a couple of good scribe skills that I like to use. So firstly, if you haven't completed the scribing main quest line, I would suggest you do these 3 in here, because I find these will be quicker. Even now, I think maybe these will be quicker anyway, but we'll see. So obviously you can just defeat any enemy as long as it's a scribed ability kill, but because unlike the just defeat enemies ones, you have to get the kill yourself. It's not good to do group content because of that. Alright, so yeah, like I said, complete the main quest line for scribing. You'll unlock Soul Burst. This is an AoE skill you can use to get your last hit in. You will start with magic damage. You can get the physical damage one and make it cost stamina relatively easily. If you look at the UESP page for scribing, it will tell you. So we'll go to scribing. This one. So this grimoire here. Sorry, the script. Yeah, the focus. This focus, this focus script, it will make the scribing skill cost stamina. It's worth keeping in mind if you want to use a stamina build for this. So this one can be, Vocal Guard, very easy to get this one because it's in an easy to reach Mage's Guild, very quick to get. So you can use either magic or physical damage. I like something else other than these 2, but healing over time is alright. I just don't use Lingering Torment because I use that on every other skill usually. Breach Resolve doesn't matter. I'd probably go Breach because it increases the damage you do. But yeah, it's up to you. If you want to go more resistances, that's up to you. Now, obviously, you're also going to need a bit of this ink. I can't remember what it's called, lustrous ink or some shit, to be able to do this. So yeah, keep that in mind as well. Now, it's also worth. It is worth getting a single target one for this too. So I like to use this one. Now, what I like to also do is for when the healing script, like scribing healing endeavor comes up, I like to have a different character have a different version of this skill with healing instead. So, because if you keep trying to swap them in between each other, you're going to keep using ink. So it's good just to branch it out a bit. So Wield Soul and Soul Burst, you want ones that scale with the resource that you have most of. So in my case, I'm a Magicka build. And then there's some other good ones you can get. So Elemental Explosion, if you've got Destruction Staff to 25, I believe you need. This is a really good one. The only thing is it's a long-ass channel and you can get interrupted in the way through it. Ulfsild's and Contingency is probably one of the other best ones. Because basically while you're casting any other skill, it basically does an AoE ability. So it's really good. So I usually get this one. Just keep in mind, the first purchase of these is fucking expensive. You're going to need quite a bit of gold. That's also why I suggest, unless you're already sorted with your scribing, just do the other ones. Because it will be way fucking less expensive. Or if you want to just do it a bit slower and just use Wield Soul, that would probably be a good idea too. But if you can spare the money for it, Ulfsild's Contingency is a really good one. But yeah, I usually use those two. And I'll also usually use where is it? Trample as well. But as you can see, you need a Alliance for Skill Apprentice. I think you need 5 in the skill lines, which does take a fair bit. Another good one. Shield Throw is pretty good, but you have to use the sword and shield for that, and I'm not a big fan of doing that. Torchbearer is okay as well for Fighters Guild, but yeah, I think those two is more than enough. All right, so we've got that one. Use it. Keep in mind, once you bought it, as you can see here, every next one that you get for other characters is cheaper, so that's helpful. But yeah, sorting or scribing out is fucking expensive. Though for some people that'll be better than spending all the time fucking grinding out the other skill ones. Right, so Ulfsild, same thing, magic damage, lingering torment, and we'll go resolve this time because we already got breach on other stuff. Now, if you go out and collect all of the ones that you can see in the major skills, so if you go out here, so in these major skills, you'll be able to get a bunch of ones. Vulnerability is really good. Vitality is pretty good. Warrior's Opportunity is okay. Druid's Research is pretty good. Maime's handy because it reduces the damage you take from enemies and stuff. Yeah, all this stuff here, all handy to have, I think. And all you have to do is just go there, and they'll be in the area. You just got to pick them up and then just use them, and that's it. Takes like probably 10 minutes going through and collecting them all. All right, so the biggest thing is probably going to be the ink and the price of buying fucking Contingency if you don't have it already. So yeah, at least try and get these 3 here if you're going to do this one. All right, so we'll put Burst there, Soul there, and then we'll put Contingency. Putting Contingency in front of Impale, because as a Nightblade, you still get extra. You get a buff from just having Merciless on. So, can I just say, I love the music in the what is it called? This place, the Scholarium. I love this music. It's quite nice, actually. Kind of feels like a successor to the Champion Point theme. I love that one too. All right, so Skywatch, this one here. Oh, Skyreach, sorry, Skyreach Catacombs. All right, so I'll show you how to get here later, but for now, I'll just show you how to get. So you want to use this way shine eventually when you get it. So from this bridge, just come down here. Point towards Skyreach Catacombs on the compass, right there. Before you do that, just make sure you have a breakfall, because you'll die otherwise. If you don't have breakfall, just come down this way. It's just a little bit slower. So. Alright, so we're over here. Careful, because you take a bit of damage down there. I have learned, if you're a stage 4 vampire and you make that jump, and then you come down there, you can die from the amount of fall damage that you take in total, because you don't regen health. That's happened to me before, actually. Okay, so coming in here, put on your best stuff. So we've got, so basically, Contingency, cast that first, and then cast this. And that's basically the most straightforward way to do this. We got these 2 groups here. You can cast other skills on the ground if you want, but just remember, the more skills on the ground, the more chances of other stuff taking the kills. Just keep... yeah, just keep spamming, and use all shields every now and then as well. And yeah, obviously make sure you're healing yourself. Right, so I'll try and pull a big group of enemies to the next one. So the good thing about Scourge is you can come through here and just... you can just get so many enemies into one spot. Just makes it really quick to get tons of kills. The only thing is, it's not the easiest thing to survive in. Roll dodge the aspects of terror if you can. Oh god. Keep healing yourself, especially with this, because unless you have the ones that heal you, you won't heal a lot from the Scribed abilities. So if you can get them, use the healing scripts. There is one that, but the one that burst heals you is like, it replaces the damage, and it's not great. The AoE for that is really small, I think. Yeah, so that's all you have to do. Just remember the fucking size of the radius for these is fucking tiny. So you do have to group everything up very close. You know, you don't have to use Scourge. You can use places like Spellscar or public dungeons, stuff like that. I just find Scourge to be the easiest to use because it's instanced. So nobody else can come in here and stop you. You can use Wayrus Sewers, kill the skeevers, and then leave and come back in a couple of 15 minutes. Everything should reset, and you can just do it again. Could do Infinite Archive, but the enemies in Infinite Archive, that will take a while. Could do Dolmens, same thing, will take a while because you don't have that many enemies, and you're competing with other people. Yeah, I just don't think there's that many other good options aside from Spellscar. Unless you want to do dungeons, I think. Okay, getting to Spellscar. No matter where you are, go to Home Tours, browse homes, look up Earth Tier Cavern, travel to this. Doesn't matter which one, could be anyone's Earth Tier Cavern, just as long as this is a Earth Tier Cavern, or an Earth Tier Cavern. Okay, soon as you get in the door, go back out the front door. Turn around. Oh wow, oh my god, this is actually... Is this a maze? Oh yeah, it was a labyrinth, wasn't it? Yeah, that's cool. Let me take away all this clutter. I always fucking hit the right click. I don't know why I do that. Okay, so what you do is you come up here, go up this road, go down here, and get to Scourge Way Shrine. So you've got this access to this whenever you need it. So from there, you just go down the bridge, and as I said, make sure on the compass that Scourge Catacombs is right in the center, where the east letter is there. And usually you'll survive the fall every time. Alright, as always, if you've got any questions about any of this stuff here, just let me know. Thanks for your support as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time, and have fun with the event if you're gonna PvP.